Hi guys, welcome back to Home Life with Rebecca. This video is just going to be me chatting with you all about some upcoming things, some things that have happened, and basically just home life in general. So today's Tuesday, and I probably won't do this whole chat in one sit because I do have an appointment at 10. It's 9:35. So first off, hope everybody had a good holiday weekend. Here in the United States it was Labor Day weekend, so the kids had Monday off from school, and Adam, my husband, had the day off as well. It was a long weekend for Jillian and Kennedy, my two youngest. They had Friday off from school. It was a teacher in service day. So anyways, we did some grocery shopping this weekend. I know I was gonna film that Sam's Club haul. We didn't end up going that day, and I had all the intentions of showing you guys what we purchased, but when we brought it home, I took the dog to go outside and I told the kids to put the stuff on the table, and my husband had just started putting stuff away, like, because we had some frozen stuff, and he started carrying stuff down to the basement, which was fine, but I wasn't about to go take everything back out of the freezer and from downstairs to show you. But we got things like, I bought a bag of frozen meatballs, so they were already, I bought a lot of convenience things this time, even though we can't afford it. I did it anyways. I've been really struggling the past couple weeks, so I wanted some like easy meals that I could throw together, so I bought their bag, the Sam's Club frozen meatballs, and that's what we're gonna have tonight. I'm just gonna make some pasta. I don't gotta worry about cooking the meat, just throw the meatballs in the pan, warm them up, and we'll just have spaghetti with some garlic toast and the rest of the salad that we have left. And then I bought things like, they had on coupon, it was like $4 off their country fried steak patties that come with, I don't remember, it was quite a bit of steaks in there. I was gonna say 16, but that's way too many. I don't remember how many are in there, but it was enough for a whole family, and it came with, maybe it was 16, maybe it was 8, and then 2 packets of gravy, so you can make it like twice. You know, I was thinking by the time I bought steak and then did all the breading and everything, I thought it was a pretty good price for that, and I'll show you that later when I go into the kitchen, the bag of country fried steak, so I can see exactly how many are in there. But that's not a usual purchase for us either. And then they had Lunchables on sale, so I bought 2 packs of those. I have not bought Lunchables, I think, since the summer before last, when Allie and Parker were working over at the Snow Cone Shack. But those were on coupon. The thing is that I've got quite a bit of kiddos that are on medicine, and the medicine affects their appetite, so it makes them not hungry, and it's already a struggle to get them to eat breakfast in the morning, so especially when they're at school and I'm not there to watch. I didn't think they were, well, I know they weren't eating lunch, because it's a new school year. There's a lot of kids, especially at the junior high and high school, you know, the kids are just trying to figure out, do I want to eat from the vending machine? Do I want to pack a lunch? Do I want to stand in line for the school lunch? And there's a lot of kids that are on the free lunch program, including my kiddos. And so like Wesley, who just started junior high this year, said the line was so long, and he's at the age where, I mean, at any age, he doesn't want to stand in that line to wait for food. He wants to go chit chat with his friends, on top of the fact that he's not feeling hungry because of his medicine. So for a couple days I made him pack his own lunch, and we put the ice pack in it and everything. He's like, Mom, my sandwich was so soggy, because we have record high temps here in eastern Idaho. It's unheard of. We've been hitting, like tomorrow we hit 100 degrees. They might even close the schools down. I don't even know if school's going to stay in session all day today. And I was thinking when I first read the email, like, come on, really? Like in California we had like 110 degree weather, but there's air conditioning in the schools. There is no air conditioning in these schools. They are not equipped. This part of Idaho is not equipped for heat waves like this. So you put between 150 and 300 kids packed into a school with no air conditioning during a heat wave, it isn't pretty. My oldest son said he felt like he was going to pass out on Friday at school. And Wesley, who's my 12-year-old in 7th grade, said that it smelled so bad in school because everybody's sweating and you got these adolescent kids. And I'm sure some of them aren't putting on deodorant faithfully. It was bad. But anyways, you know, his lunch is sitting in the locker, and even with the ice pack, he said his sandwich was like super soggy and he didn't eat it. He ended up, at least he was honest. He's like, I threw it away. So I'm like, then you're gonna have to stand in line. He's like, I don't want to stand in line the whole time. He's like, please mom, I want to be with my friends. So I saw the Lunchables on sale and I thought, okay, that's gonna keep better than a sandwich, because especially like Wesley and Tiffany, they do not like peanut butter and jelly. I know, right? What kid doesn't like peanut butter and jelly? But they don't. And I can see why they wouldn't want to pack the Nutella when it's hot like this. Yuck. So I saw those Lunchables, and it is not a common purchase for us. I'm not trying to justify anything. I'm just telling you kind of about what we bought at Sam's Club. And I picked up 2 packs of those. I got the pizza ones and then the turkey and cheese. They're just the little ones. They don't have like the drinks or anything with it. I think it comes with like an Oreo cookie maybe. And then at Winco the other day, they had dropped the price down too on the Lunchables, so I picked up 4 more. And I stuck them in the fridge, and I wrote on every single package for school lunch only. So hopefully that helps. We're supposed to have another week of the heat wave, and then maybe by next week and the week after, the lines will start dying down so that they can get free lunch, and it won't be as hot if they want to pack a sandwich. And that way, because Wesley doesn't want the peanut butter, then he can start packing his own turkey and cheese or making his own crackers or whatnot. And like Allison, my oldest, she said her school is one of the oldest schools in this district. It used to be, I think, the old high school. I'm like talking like 1920s, 1930s maybe kind of building. So they don't have heat either, and there's not very many kids at her school. But she said the same thing, that even with the ice pack, her peanut butter and jelly, actually she didn't use an ice pack because she didn't have room in her backpack to take a whole lunch pail. So her peanut butter and jelly sandwich last week got really warm and soggy. So those were yes, I bought Lunchables. Long story short, because now I'm gonna have to go to my appointment, and I've spent 5 minutes talking about Lunchables. Seems accurate for my personality and my ADHD brain. So what else did I buy? I'll have to show you the chicken fried steaks. I mean, we just bought stuff. I bought some hot dogs. They were on sale. Some hamburgers that Adam barbecued yesterday. So we had those for dinner. Friday night, we went out with some friends. We went to Perkins Cafe, and me and Adam ate beforehand because we just wanted to share an appetizer or get a dessert. And the couple we went with ended up paying for our appetizer, which was really nice of them. And then we went over to their house for about an hour and played a card game. So it was nice to have a little break from the kids. So yeah, I'm trying to think of, now I can't remember anything that I bought. At the grocery store, like, you know, milk, coffee creamer, Cinnamon Toast Crunch was on sale at Sam's Club, so I picked that up for breakfast. Some yogurt, just, you know, I think everything else is pretty normal stuff that I usually buy. There was some, I think it was ground beef on sale, so we bought some of that and froze it. So, I mean, I do have meals for the week, but I just thought like the frozen meatballs, the chicken fried steak. I think I'm gonna make some chili beans this week without any meat. I'm just trying to keep things really simple because it's been really hot. I don't want to cook. I don't want to worry about the meat sitting out on the counter and then remembering to like put it in the refrigerator so it doesn't spoil. Because like I said, I've been struggling. So my mom thinks that I'm depressed. I don't think I am. I've been depressed before, and it doesn't quite feel like depression to me. I haven't been wanting to talk to anybody. I haven't wanted to talk to my sister. I haven't really want to even talk to my mom, which I'm not trying to be mean. I haven't want to talk to my in-laws. This whole thing with my dad has thrown me for a loop, and I think it's just kind of my way of dealing with it. I'm not pushing people away, and I'm not trying to not let them in. I I know how I work, and I need time to myself to process it. Emotions for me are really hard already to begin with, and especially being far away from the situation because I'm not there, it's hitting me different, if that makes sense. Like if I was actually there seeing my dad go through this, but I'm not. I don't know what stage of cancer he has. When he first told me, it's been 2 weeks now, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow, I wasn't surprised because that is the one person I have been talking to when he calls. If I can, I answer the phone. But he told me 2 weeks ago that he hadn't been feeling well. Like his back had really been hurting, and I was after him about just go to the emergency room. I said, because I'm like, what if you have cancer? And then because his insurance was all messed up, and like the doctors were like, oh, we can't do this test without getting this run first. And I've never seen my dad in so much pain like that. He does never want to complain, like ever. I mean, one time he literally almost cut his finger all the way off at work, and the man duct taped it and drove himself to the hospital. Like, he would come home with like all these cuts on his arms and his fingers, and I'd be like, Dad, what happened? And he's like, I don't know. He was a construction worker, so he was constantly like, getting banged up. Just even when he had he had like a slight heart attack and he had to get a stent put in. I never heard him like complain. And not that he was complaining, you can tell that he just didn't feel good, and I felt in my heart something wasn't right. And so when it finally came back that they found cancer in his spine, and it had spread to his liver, his lungs, his rib cage, and he just had the scan done because they think it might have spread to his brain as well. But he does not have the results back for that yet. My first thought was, okay, it's got to be stage 4, right, if it's spreading like that. But I don't want to jump to conclusions because they could come back that maybe they're benign. Is that, I don't know the word, but the doctors did tell him to not get false hope, because usually when it's spread like that, that usually means it's where you need like the chemotherapy and stuff. So my dad's in his 70s, but he's just in a lot of pain. So he had some stuff done, and like I said, he doesn't know the results, and he says he doesn't know if he wants to do chemo. Like, he wants to fight it, but he wants to see if there's anything like else that he can do, because he already feels sick, and to throw chemo on top of that, I just don't know if he can handle it. But like I said, I'm not trying to push anybody away. I'm just trying to come to terms with it, and I'm trying to stay positive. I don't want to talk about it yet. I don't know how else to make that make sense, because I know when I start talking to my mom and my sister, that's what we're going to talk about. And I know myself, and I know I'm not dealing with it. Like, I'm not okay if I don't talk about it, it's not happening. I'm very aware that it's happening, but I just feel like it's affecting me different because I'm not there. And that's probably some guilt, because I can't. Everybody was like, even my husband, like, the kids the older kids will have to watch the younger kids, and you'll just have to go. You'll just have to get on a plane and go. We'll figure it out. Now, sadly, if my dad were to pass, yes, that would be what I'd have to do. But he says he's gonna fight, and he is still here, and I talked to him and he sounds okay right now. I'm not just gonna get on a plane and go down there, because contrary to what people believe, my kids cannot. They can't do it. I know for a fact, because Adam would still have to work. The older ones would not be able to get up on time to get Kennedy on the bus. It wouldn't work. And my husband also is having surgery on his back next Monday. And I need to be here to help with him, because he's probably going to be off of work for a week for that surgery. So I was like, no, I can't just leave. Doesn't mean I don't love my dad or I don't want to be with him, or I don't want to be supportive of my sister and my dad's wife, or my mom because she was married to him for, I don't know, 30 something years. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that I can't do it. So when I'm telling my husband, like, I can't, he's like, no, you can. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm choosing. It's not that I can't. I know that I could. I'm choosing not to right now. But his wife is planning this party for him in January. She's calling it like a, just to go, and there's gonna be, I guess, a lot of people there, like just all the nice things that you would say to somebody that you hear at like funerals, but she wants them to be alive to hear it. And I think, you know, that's pretty cool. So she's planning that for January, and which is going to lead me to the next thing when I'm talking about money, because I have to leave right now, and what we might end up doing about Christmas and trying to get to this party in January. But I am going to go. I've got an appointment for Kennedy, so when I get back, then I will talk about all of that stuff. Hi guys, I am back from Kennedy's appointment. It took about an hour. I came home and made myself some coffee. Even though it's 100 degrees outside. I haven't got any phone calls from the schools yet, so school is still in session. Anyways, going back to my dad. So his wife is planning this party, and of course she would like us, for the whole family, to be there. I don't know how I'm gonna make that happen. We are, I don't want to say we're broke, but we're not where we were a few months ago or even last year at this time. They still have not fixed our shower. That's a whole separate vlog. But I mean, that's still like that whole money that we had to spend, that we're still having to spend, like it has just wiped out our savings. And so now we have credit card debt that I don't like to have, but it's there. So I was just trying to like brainstorm and come up with things like, okay, maybe we don't do any presents this year except maybe stockings, maybe something for Kennedy because she still believes in Santa Claus, and instead we use the Christmas money that I have, some money put aside in an envelope, to go to that party. But the other thing is that because it's right after Christmas, and that's always our brokest time of the year, it's just always our hardest time of year, is like November to like February, like the end of February, right before we get our tax return. We always struggle, and the party's in January. So I'm like, his birthday's in June, but I think his wife planned it for January just in case. Like, she just wanted it just in case, you know, it is stage 4 cancer, or he doesn't make it, or, I mean, nobody wants to think that way, but I think she's just trying to be realistic. Like, she would like people to love on him, and for him to be able to hear all those nice things. I don't even know, by January he might even be too sick to even want something like that. There's no way of knowing, but my brain's already trying to figure things out. I'm like, 'cause maybe if we don't buy presents, we could swing it. The thing is that Allison, I don't know when in January she was planning it. She hasn't given a date yet, but Allie graduates the very end of January from high school. Like, she's done, and then she's supposed to start classes at the junior college. So she's gonna have like her senior project, and everything is gonna be due that month. And if we go, like, cost wise, we would need to at least go for 4 days. Like, it wouldn't make any sense to just drive down for a weekend. It's too far. It would cost too much money, and that would be really, really hard, especially on the younger kids, because it's such a long car drive to just drive that far, go to the party, then get back in the car and make the 16-hour drive home. Like, we'd at least need at least 4 days. The other part is gas is expensive, and we would have to buy a luggage rack to either, I don't know if they make the kind you put on the roof or you put on the back of your car, because if we're all in the car, all 8 of us, there's no trunk space because we have to use all the seats, and there's like no trunk space in the Expedition if all the seats are in use. There'd be no place to put our suitcase. So, and I don't, those aren't cheap. The luggage racks are not cheap. We'd have to purchase one of those. So you've got gas, you've got the luggage thing. A third, we'd probably have to stay in a hotel. I don't think the kids would make a whole 16 longer than that, because you know you're going to stop and eat and do bathroom breaks. I think we'd end up having to stay overnight somewhere, so there's hotel costs to get there as well. And then lastly, we have Cooper. Yeah, he's still taking classes, but he's nowhere near ready to make that kind of journey. I need to get him fixed. I think that's going to help too, but he's not ready for that, and there's not room in the Expedition if we're all to go with him, luggage, like it would not work. So the little dog, like Rosie, we could take because she takes up absolutely no space, and we also have 2 cats. So I would have to set up somebody coming here to feed my cats. And if we didn't take Rosie, to let Rosie in and out, or pay, I would have to pay for somebody to, would like the dog hotels, like he'd have to go to like a boarding place. There's no way, even if I had somebody coming over here, because he can't be out of his kennel at all if we're not inside the house. He's still a puppy, he's not there yet, he still eats everything. It wouldn't be like Rosie. If somebody came over twice a day, made sure she had water and food and let her out to pee, she would be completely fine. I mean, she sleeps all day anyway. But Cooper is only 7 months old, and that would not work. So by January, he'll be a year old. So he's still a puppy. So I don't, like, I was looking at the boarding things, and it's not cheap. So my mind's like stressed because I'm just trying to figure out how can I do this. And then my mom is getting married in October, this like next month, and we didn't have the funds to go because it was the same. This is before I even knew my dad had cancer. It was like the same thing, like the dog, the gas, the drive, like all of it for a weekend. We don't have the funds. And then my in-laws, so Adam's parents, are renewing their vows in Vegas on the 16th of this month, and like they're getting remarried, like getting married by Elvis, and it's like this whole thing, and they really wanted us to come, and we couldn't do that either. And it was almost like we couldn't do one without doing the other. So it was like that guilt, like if I go to my mom's and then but we don't go to Adam's parents, or we go to Adam's parents and we didn't go to my mom's. It was just really hard. And I even told Adam, why don't you just go to your parents? And he actually thought about going, but then the whole bathroom thing happened, and we just did not. We just don't have the money for it. We're not poor. We're not without food, or, you know, we're still paying, you know, our bills. It's just we don't have any wiggle room. There's like no cushion. So I was like, if we just don't buy Christmas presents for the kids, like I don't know how to make that work. Like I have no idea. So it's stressing me out. I don't know what to do. And you know, my dad, I talked to him, and he's like, I want you to be there. He's like, but if you're not, he's like, if you're not, then you're not. It's okay. And it's just hard. I know for certain that Allie probably wouldn't be able to go because, like I said, she'll be just about to graduate. And then also in January for Adam's work, they do blackout where people just cannot take time off because of the Christmas season. They just don't allow it because everybody wants the time off, and that's one of the busiest times a year because everybody wants like soda and stuff for New Year's and for Christmas. And so I don't even know. It depends on when she has the party. He might not even be able to get that time off, and there is no way in heck I am doing that drive with the kids by myself. And so the only thing I can think of is that maybe in January, if I don't get down there sooner than that, I might just take that time to fly down there. And actually, when I went to Kennedy's appointment, I was telling the lady we were renewing her stuff for her behavioral interventionist, and the program is called Journeys that she goes through, and they do offer like babysitting services. And so I was asking her, do you do like overnight stuff? Or I explained the situation. I'm like, I would just really need somebody that could come in and, you know, around 6:30 in the morning and make sure she gets up and dressed and gets on the bus, and then have somebody come to get her off the bus in case we all can't go and it's just me doing it, or in case, God forbid, something happened, not even just to my dad, like anything, and I had to go to California for an emergency. She said, absolutely, you just let her know. And I said, well, the problem is, like, it's hard to let you know, like, because I wouldn't know. I mean, maybe the party, but an emergency, I wouldn't know. Like, we don't have family here to, when something comes up like that, to help. And that I didn't know this when we moved to this area. I knew that was going to be a problem. Like, it's not like I didn't think about that kind of stuff. Like, we knew, but we really did not have a choice when we had to move. Like, we had to get out of California. So she told me, she's like, you know what? She's like, you have my personal number. If it's something like that, she's like, I'll just come. She's like the director of the program. She's like, I will come. I will get her on the bus. I will work it out. I'll have somebody there. Don't worry about it. She's like, we'll get it covered. And so that alone made me feel a lot better, knowing that I could just call her and be like, hey, I have an emergency, I need to go. So, but I do, like, for the party, I do wish that we could all go. I do wish that we could all go see my mom get married and go see my in-laws get married. And there is a lot of guilt, but I don't think I'm depressed. I think I'm just, because I've been depressed. I've been depressed in my life where I couldn't get out of bed, and it was hard to do things like shower and brush my teeth. So if this is some depression, it's mild. It's probably more anxiety than anything. And I do see my, well, I don't see her, Kennedy sees, we all have kind of like the same med management, so I will bring it up to her, because I'm probably going to have her prescribe me some fast-acting like anxiety pills. A couple of my kiddos that taken them, I've taken them before too, and they really do help. They're just, you have to be careful because they're habit forming, so you only take it like when you really need it. I feel like I really need it because this has been a lot to deal with. But I just really think that not so much depression as it is just trying to figure, it like makes my brain hurt trying to figure things out. And I think I might have a little bit of, I might be going through the change. I am 45. My mom went through menopause, full-blown menopause at 38. So and I've had a hysterectomy, so it wouldn't be uncommon for me to be experiencing some of these things and it be tied to menopause, like early menopause, or what do they call it? Like the I don't know. But because I felt like Sunday was a really bad day for me, we didn't even go to church because I just woke up and every little thing made me upset. Like I was just crying. I was, you know, my kids always talk back and roll their eyes at me, and my husband, you know, does stuff that pisses me off on a daily basis. I mean, we're human. We're a real family. And usually I can just, you know, shrug it off. But for some reason on Sunday, like, I felt like everything like just kind of weighing down on me. Every little thing was making me cry. And I was like, maybe I'm having some like premenopausal symptoms going on here. I don't know. I do see my doctor next week, so I will bring that up. I go this Friday for my hand stuff too, finally. I'm probably going to get the cortisone shots in my hands because they've been really bad. But our budget, like, there's not one. I keep telling my husband, like, we really need to sit down because I feel like our money situation is such a mess right now. I don't know how to get back on track. I don't know where to start. I'm like, we need a day, like, to just sit down and figure it out. And he keeps blowing me off because, like, I don't know how to do it. And I'm like, you do though, because we've done it before. Like, we've done it before, and we had no debt except at the time it was our rent. Now, like, our mortgage, like, we had nothing. But I think he's kind of wanting to not do it because he knows that we have debt again and that our savings is pretty much gone. So I think that's hard for him because, you know, we're a one income family right now. But I think when he has the surgery, because he'll have some time off, and it'll be workman's comp, so he'll still be getting not his full pay, but some pay is better than no pay. The kids will be at school, it'll be quiet, maybe we can sit down and do it then, because I wanted to go over the Christmas budget and next year's summer budget, like home projects and stuff, because I don't think we're going to do a garden next year. This is the third year of trying to even plant. We've had 2 container gardens and like the greenhouse, and then this thing that we bought, and I feel like we just threw money away, because besides a couple tomatoes, some mint, some few zucchinis, like the bell peppers didn't grow right. We got like 3 strawberries. Well, it was more than that. The lettuce did okay, and we got some kale and Swiss chard, but then it was really hot this summer, and just we should have never put that garden box on. I don't know what we were thinking when we put it on the cement, because it just didn't work. I don't think it was enough soil. I think the ground got too wet. I think we overwatered. I don't even know. It just was a mess. And I was like, next summer we're gonna have a big kitchen garden, like dig up the ground and do compost. And you know what? We're not gonna. I don't have the time to do that with 6 kids at home, with everything going on with like their appointments and their diagnosis and my husband's surgery, and I was saying with my dad, I know next summer, because we'd have to start, you know, like in March. Usually I set aside like $300 to $400 for that kind of stuff, and I'm not going to do it this year. There's not going to be a garden next year. I will still maybe plant some wildflowers, maybe get a couple like tomato plants that are already in a pot, and that's going to be it. I'm not going to buy as many flowers for the patio, like the deck and stuff next year, because a lot of them I planted myself, and I tried to get the ones on sale, but it's still like when I go back and like look at receipts, it was a lot of money, like money that could have went elsewhere. So and who knows, that time might come and I might change my mind and do it anyway, but right now I feel like we just threw money away, because we're still having to go to the grocery store and buy produce, and I just didn't have good luck. I think I need the schedule with the kids to settle down and to have more time to be out there to figure it out and actually read on it and do really good research and really make it work. And I know like that takes time, and I just don't feel like I have the time for that. And so I just feel like that money that we put aside could be put somewhere else, maybe to paint the rest of the house, to help put the carpet in the basement, or finally put that room down there that we wanted to do. It just needs to go somewhere else. So, and we also decided where I have the wildflowers by the mailbox this year, we are going to go ahead and put bark down there next summer. We still have like 6 bags of that, so we might have to buy a few more next spring, to like do like touch up in the front yard, and then to put out there. And then I'll just probably get some like 2 big pots with some flowers, and that will be it, because it was a lot of watering too, and this area is going through a drought because it's been really dry summer, which means it's probably going to be a really, really cold winter, and I don't know if we'll have a lot of snow again. So the less watering, I think, the better, especially because our water bill is really, really high. And so again, like that money could be going towards something else. So that's what I wanted to say about all that. I don't know. There's probably not going to be a garden. I just don't have good luck. I do the same thing with my houseplants. I think the air is just too dry in our house. I don't think I'm going to buy any more houseplants. As they die, I'm just going to replace them with fake ones. They make them pretty realistic now, so I just can't. Anyway, I'm going to show you some of the food that I bought and show you I reorganized my downstairs food area. It looks really nice, and so I know exactly what we have and exactly what we might need in the future. So here is the beef meatballs I got from Sam's Club. So they're fully cooked, 6 pounds, Italian style meatballs. So I'm gonna cook these up tonight and just have some pasta, and then maybe next week I can just do meatballs in the crock pot with rice or something. So these are nice to have on hand. And here's the country fried steaks. So there's 10 4-ounce steaks, and it comes with 2 packets of country gravy. They're fully cooked, so you just heat them up. That's it. And then I've got some instant mashed potatoes I can whip up, and we've got canned green beans. So there is another easy meal. I also bought this 18-piece dinnerware set from Sam's Club, and it was marked down to $9.96, I think. All of our plates are from the thrift store, and some of them had cracks in them and were really heavy. I think when the kids were putting them away, they were like unintentionally like putting them away too hard because they were so heavy and they were cracking. So I picked this up, and it says it's dishwasher safe. They're really light. I don't know if I like them because when I stacked them after I washed them and I stacked them in the cupboard, they don't all sit evenly. It's like some of the plates seem warped. I don't know, maybe that's why they were on clearance. But I thought I would try them out for a week or so, see how they do with food. I haven't put them in the dishwasher. I washed them by hand. See how they might do in the dishwasher. It says they're microwave safe too. So I didn't get rid of my other dishes. I just put them in a box and put them in the garage in case I return these. Because Sam's Club and Costco, they're really good about, even if you use things, about letting you take them back. So I kept this set because we go through a lot of plates. And then here's the Sam's Club set. But you can like see how like it doesn't, like it's warped, like, or they didn't make them right. So that might have been why they're in clearance. I mean, that doesn't really bug me that they don't. Yeah, it does. It bugs me that they don't stack right. But we'll try them out. I mean, you can't beat that price though. But I mean, if they're just really bad, it's probably no wonder they were not even $10. But the design I thought was pretty. Oh, that's another thing. So Wesley uses this area of the basement as his kind of his bedroom because we need to add an extra room. But we moved the cat stand down here because the cats pretty much hang out down here now. And he had a little black desk, but actually I'll show you that. I put it upstairs in the living room so that Adam had a space. We used to have the big brown desk up there that's now in my son Parker's room. I just took up too much space with the dog kennel, so I put the little black desk in there so Adam has a place to put his laptop, and so far it's working out. And Wesley, at first he wasn't okay with me taking the desk, but he does have this table that he can sit and work at, and it actually works out better because he likes to play Roblox, and it's more room to spread out his stuff to like do his homework than that little tiny desk is. I'm sorry, did you want to say hi? Hi, Jack. Where's Binks? Where's your friend? So that's the desk that used to be upstairs. But I came in here and I organized everything. This looks so much nicer. It's got all my vegetables. And this crate is all of my canned beans, from cannellini beans to garbanzo beans, pinto. I have 1 can of black beans, so I know that is something I need to stock up on. Got some salsas, and the rest is like condensed and evaporated milk, some cranberry sauce, some baking stuff, all of our canned fruit, and some pie filling stuff. And I found little containers at Winco for $2, so I think I bought 6 of them. So now I can make my own fruit cups, and they can take them to school, because we had glass jars, but I didn't want them taking the glass to school, so I found plastic ones to make little fruit cocktail cups for them. Then just the soups that I use to like bake with, and some gravies. French onion soup, cream mushroom, Progresso soup. We have a few back there. And I like to keep the double noodle on hand for, you know, when the kids want something quick if they don't feel good. All this down here is spaghetti sauce and tomato sauce and diced tomatoes. This is like from the school, gave us these last year, all the Chef Boyardee cups, so I keep those, and they don't expire till like 2026. The kids aren't crazy about them, but I keep them in case there's an emergency, because you can eat those cold if you needed to. We've got like the sardines down there and like some Spam. Then I've got my canned chicken and my tuna. And then these, just some canned chili, and then a box of diced tomatoes and green beans that haven't been opened yet, so I just left them in the boxes. Just barbecue sauces, some more pasta sauce, and peanut butter, condiments, extra spices and dressings. Then we have like a bag of goldfish, and then just the stuff that I keep down here when I need to refill, like the cereal bags or the cracker bag, some top ramen. I keep some booze shakes down here. Sometimes when Kennedy isn't hungry, I give her one of those, and it just helps to put some calories in her. We have some diced peach bowls, some extra K-cups, and then a bunch of hot chocolate. And then over here, this is some baking stuff, extra pasta and rice, extra teas, more baking stuff and pasta. I've got lots of Jiffy mix and just quick baking things that I like to keep on hand if the mood strikes me. I do know that we don't have a lot of mac and cheese, so I'll probably get a couple more boxes of that. And I like to keep the shake and bake, well, it's the generic one, on hand. I like to have that for dinner, and it's quick and easy to make. Some rice-a-roni mixes, chicken broth, more pasta, some baking mixes, some more instant rice. And these are all like the Knorr soup mixes. You can make like pasta and soups out of them. Some Nutri-Grain bars that the school gave us that I can't find an expiration date. But I think they're okay still. Got some granola bars that I purchased at Sam's Club. Those aren't open yet because we're eating the ones that we have upstairs first. Some instant mashed potatoes, like some instant stuffing, some more Bisquick, salt. I've got extra rice down there and dried beans, and then a big thing of jasmine rice and a big thing of, well, this is pinto beans, but it's almost gone. And then just some extra chips that we have on hand. But it's so much easier to come down here and find what I need. It took me about an hour to reorganize everything. But see, I just put the little desk right there, and it worked out nice. But that's going to be it for this video. Sorry if it was long and boring. I just like to update you guys on what's happening in our household and in our lives. So it is now 12 o'clock, so I think I'm gonna eat some lunch. And I don't know, I'm in the mood for fall. So I think while I eat lunch, I might put on Gilmore Girls. It's one of my favorite shows, like season 1. And try to get myself in the mood for some fall decorating, because it's hot right now, but the cold's coming soon. Alright guys, let me know how you're doing in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you all. Chicken tendies, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.